goal is to bring you your next favorite band.
Sweet, that intro is my new favorite band. That's phenomenal. I'm so excited to be on.
Yeah. I heard a rumor that you might be able to play that song live today.
You heard correctly. Yes.
Excellent. So,
good enough for rock.
I don't know when I rock out here on your next favorite band and show.
and listen, it's going to be everybody's favorite band.
Phil, you weren't supposed to make me get all... God almighty,
But this
Phil.
is why we do it.
Like, seriously. I gotta gather myself. All right, go ahead.
Okay.
Welcome to your next favorite band. That's both the show title and our promise to you. We here at Stereophilia Studio are tireless in our pursuit of finding incredible, genre-defiant artists who are either a hot up-and-coming band or a group that has been delivering for years but have flown under the radar.
Tonight, we have your Musikfest preparation 2025 Musikfest Exordium.
Each month, we will bring you live streams, audio podcasts, and perhaps even a live concert where you can listen to the stories and hear the music of artists personally curated by us based on what we feel will be worthy of your time. Be sure to subscribe and tune in to each episode because the possibilities are endless and you never know who will be
Your next favorite band.
Hello, everybody. Welcome to the show. I am your host, Philip Reese, and you are listening to...
Matt Vymazal?
Your next favorite band.
You didn't
I always
prep.
do that,
You didn't
and
prep.
it's amazing the different things that people say.
Yeah.
Because people know I don't prep anybody for anything, and most people get super annoyed at that, but I think
Listen,
it's
you
fun.
were looking at emails like 2 seconds ago, and now I'm just like...
Well, I'm like just in anxious like anticipation of this whole night because there's so many awesome things going on. We've got Matt Vymazal from the Flying V, who is our wonderful host year after year. I just can't believe this. We'll get into that in a second. Right now, you're just kind of like my co-host. You're not
All right,
quite
all
the
right.
guest yet. We'll get there in a second.
I'm down.
But for now, we're just kind of doing the opening show banter.
Okay.
But yeah, so we've got Matt from the Flying V. He's here, but he's not technically the guest yet. Hang on a second, we'll get there. Because there's walk-up music. You're not officially the guest until your walk-up music. Wait till you hear. So then we also have, obviously, one of the big parts that we always love bringing to everybody is Patrick Brogan joins us to talk about the must-see bands. Mm-hmm. So that's going to be out there.
He's a good guy.
Oh, he's awesome. Jennifer Alphia from Lehigh Valley Girls Rock is going to share what's the latest with that organization, and there's different sets at the fest for their campers, if you will, to be able to hear their performances. Bobby Martrich, which is another one that people are always interested in, is what's the weather going to be like. Gerard Longo, who is originally kind of started his music journey here with Underground Music Collective, moved it to Nashville, but he comes back every year to help work security in the Northside Sheriff. We have John Moser from Lehigh Valley News, kind of giving us his take on the must-see bands. He was actually the originator of the whole daily picks of the Platz.
Really?
So honored to have him on the show again this year. And then musical guests. We have Kendall Conrad and the Tribe. So everyone, stay tuned. It's going to be awesome. Also, we are truly live tonight, so definitely chat in. Your that's waving. Your picks that you want to see, the food you're looking forward to, anything else about the festival that you're super pumped about. We want to hear from all of you as well, and we'll do our best to kind of keep things rolling as well because there's such a packed show. We want to keep it tight. But one thing before we get started here, do you know what exordium means? Do you know what that word means?
Yeah. I mean, if you're not going to answer or ask any questions after that, yes.
So exordium is this Latin phrase that I came across. I don't even know how. I was just looking for like what I could call this show, and somehow I came across this Latin word that just simply means the first part.
All right.
And so people sometimes find it and call it, right, yes, call it pretentious. It is, but I also think it's a kind of a cool word, and it seems to be catching so much so, check this out. You know you can look up a word and see how often it's been used. So this is a graphical representation of how often the word exordium has been used. And in the 1800s, pretty popular.
Oh, it was.
And then it seems to have lost its way. But, stats don't lie. It's starting to tip back up again.
There is a
So I'm not
incline.
saying it's this show, but 4 years ago, and where that graph starts to tip up, that was where the exordium word starts to come back into the lexicon.
That is crazy. Congratulations on bringing it
No,
back.
I'm pretty sure there's like I think a K-pop band or something out there that has an album called Exordium. But
It was you.
I'll take it. Anyway, so are you ready to be the guest? All right, ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the show. Matt Vymazal from the Flying V Poutinerie.
Let me tell you all about poutine. You take some yummy French fries, then you cover them with yummy gravy, and then you cover them with the yummy cheese. I love poutine, or is it pronounced poutine? I don't know, I just know that I like it. Yummy, yummy, yummy poutine.
Some people may have thought I found somebody on the corner to write that song, but it's a legitimate song. I downloaded off of iTunes. That was not a joke.
And
But
that
yeah.
was the creepiest photo I've taken. Thank you for putting that on.
You are quite welcome. But yeah, let's see. The band's name was the Hungry Food Band.
Okay.
And it's their
that checks out.
absolutely incredible hit, Poutine. Believe it or not, that was the name of that song. It's longer than that. I don't know that it needed to be, but it's great. Go find it. But anyway, welcome to the show, Matt. Thank you so much. First and foremost, again, you are closed this whole week before leading up to Musikfest, which makes sense because those have to be, are they your busiest 10 days of the whole year?
100%.
Absolutely. And you run two.
Yep, two locations.
Yeah, there's a Northside and a SouthSide. So you're shut down this week to do all the prep.
Yep.
And all that stuff, and then some knucklehead like me comes along and says, "Hey, can I set up in your in your second floor?" And you say yes to it.
It's lucky I like you. You're a good dude.
Well, thanks. And so the thing is, this is our 4th annual. So we've been doing this 4 years, and all 4 years you've had us up here.
I appreciate you coming in.
No, I appreciate you.
And
I appreciate you more.
bringing us to the viewers.
Yeah, well, let's talk about it. So the other thing is, sometimes people are tuning in because they want to hear predictions on bands to go see. Many people are tuning in because they want to hear predictions on what the weather's going to be like.
Yeah.
But I think some people are tuning in to hear about the prediction on, is there a potato shortage? Because you made us soil ourselves that one year.
All right, so that year was a freak year. This year is much better.
Okay, good. No potato famine in the prediction.
No, there was not a heat dome in Idaho.
And didn't you have to drive dozens and dozens of miles?
Yeah.
Bobby's looking. Maybe there is a heat dome in Idaho. No, okay, he says no. But you had to drive big distances to go get as many potatoes as you could to then drive back.
It ruined my truck. I had over a ton of potatoes in the back of my truck multiple times a week just to get that potato.
Wow.
Or else it would have cost me 5 times as much for a box of potatoes.
In this area? Mm-hmm. Wow.
Yep.
What a risk. I mean, that's, again, the amount of different things, small business owner, opportunities like this, and then all those other external factors that take stuff away. Pandemic was one.
Yeah.
Potato famines are other ones.
I mean,
heat domes, everything's in the way.
It's week by week.
Yeah.
You know, which crazy stuff is going to happen.
Absolutely. So let's get into I love that you do this. Are you still doing the North Side menu and South Side menu being different, or is it different this year?
You may love it. I don't.
That's fair. Totally fair.
So this year we're probably going to stick to just the American version.
Okay.
We had an incident, some sort of freak accident with our walk-in, so limited space.
I gotcha.
And the P-meal factory didn't work.
Oh, interesting.
Yeah. So we're just going to go straight American bacon.
Straight American bacon.
And then we're going to throw in some chicken bacon ranch, buffalo chicken throughout the week.
Nice.
And as soon as I start making the gravy, then we're going to have a lot of short rib. But those are the short ribs for a short time.
Sure. That happens a lot. That's why when you see it available, you got to get it because it will sell out and fast. That's the red wine braised short ribs.
Yep. And I usually make 500
Mm-hmm.
pounds of short rib, and it goes
Real fast.
real fast.
Yeah. When it's not in danger in prior years, it was always my go-to, like, Tuesday morning hangover fix, or afternoon, of course, because it just starts at noon or so. But, like, there was that time where it's like, okay, you came through the weekend, Monday was like a lighter day, Tuesday morning you're still kind of feeling it, but you need to get geared up for the rest of the festival.
Yep.
And that was where I kind of definitely dialed in. But then there were years that I went to go get it, and you're like, nope, that's out already.
So we always have poutine, but the short
Yeah,
rib,
just the short rib part,
yeah.
right. But there's something about that really kind of cures what you need cured.
It's that savory.
Yes.
It's that fat
Yeah.
on the short rib.
So the song did teach it to people, but just in case there's somebody out there that doesn't know what poutine is, just give them the basic one. The very classic poutine is.
Fries, cheese, gravy. That's it.
And it's a Canadian
Yep.
delicacy, let's call it.
It's a Canadian new food. You know,
Right.
It wasn't made in like the 1700s or something like that.
Right.
It was 1950 something, and they just threw it together.
Yeah. And we're very happy for it. And
So much.
when there you go. And so you have the truck will be set up near America Platz on South Side.
Yep.
So that's the very recognizable one. And then you have a kind of like a standard food tent kind of thing lined up with many of the other ones near Festplatz.
Yep.
Great locations for both of them, easily accessed, so definitely get yourself some poutine. We also wanted to congratulate you, your best of Lehigh Valley here.
This? I didn't even know that you put this here. I can't believe it, dude.
First time I've ever
How did
seen a
you get
request for, can I please bring my award and Stanley Cup into the shot?
Listen, you know, best food truck in the valley. I can't.
I know, isn't that amazing? Congratulations on that.
Thank you.
Absolutely.
Thank you.
Well deserved.
You know.
And so if you're not going to believe us here on the Exordium, believe the people, the voters. This was voted on by the people of Lehigh Valley. Best of. So kudos to you on that. Can't wait to see you down at the festival, and definitely going to enjoy myself multiple poutines.
You just let me know.
Excellent stuff. One other thing I wanted to promote there for a quick second before we bring on our next guest, who's right here, but she's my co-host right now. You're not a guest yet. Is the daily live streams that we do each day of the festival. So, we do that there to kind of give you must-see bands at a large scale. So over the 441 bands that are performing, here's kind of the, I pick 9, Patrick picks 9, David picks 9. It all aggregates to whatever, 25 or so bands to make sure you maybe check out beforehand. But if you're going down on Monday and none of those bands are playing, then who should you go see? We take care of that too. Each day of the festival, let me bring up this little graphic here. Each day of the festival, we give you 5 picks of the day. We also talk about any important weather, because sometimes, obviously, there might be threatening storms or not, and so you may want to get the latest. So we're gonna have Bobby on here in a second to talk about the week. At the high level, each day we might be able to give you a little bit of tidbit of do you need an umbrella or don't you? And then we also bring on guests. So you can see here some of the guests already: Abigail Fierce, Gadon, Matt Friedman, Kozer, Mallory Zondag. She's the one who designed the poster this year. And many more. So there's usually at least 2 a day that we bring on from Godfrey Daniels. Huge honor to be able to be in Godfrey Daniels each day. And a nice, they have air conditioning, they have bathrooms, they have water, and also a place to kind of set up for the week that's close enough to the festival to be convenient, but not so close to make parking impossible. So the guests usually super appreciate that they kind of have this very easy on, easy off kind of experience to come on the show. So, moving on, we're going to get to our next guest here. So let's welcome to the show, let me make sure, Jennifer Alphia from Lehigh Valley Girls Rock. Welcome to the show.
Thank you so much.
I warned you there was walk-up music.
Yes.
But unfortunately, it's more sit-there music because I had you walk up before things. But it just makes things a whole lot easier. But yes, so thank you so much for coming on. I figured there's important things to chat about, a lot of great things going on with the organization.
Absolutely.
And then also there's performances at the festival, so we want to kind of promote all of that. But let's even just start with the national organization. Girls Rock is a national organization and has these kind of local chapters. I don't know if everybody has an awareness of that, so let's just talk about that for a quick second.
Yeah, it's actually an international organization.
Even better.
Yeah. So there are Girls Rock organizations all over the world. We are.
Yeah, just come in a little closer here.
Oh, sorry.
No, you're fine. I just want to make sure we all hear you.
Yeah, we are part of the Girls Rock Camp Alliance, which is an international organization. And what's really cool about having this in the Lehigh Valley is that most Girls Rock organizations are in big cities. So,
Sure, that's true.
Think Seattle, Philadelphia, New York.
And it always has Girls Rock in it, so like you have Girls Rock Philly, Girls Rock New York, Lehigh Valley Girls Rock.
Most of them have retained that as part of their name, and we have as well. But I would say throughout the entire Girls Rock Alliance, everyone has adopted a more gender expansive mission.
Sure, and I was going to mention that too, that it's
Yeah.
important to point out that it is not just girls, it's also transgender and non-binary.
Correct.
Yeah.
Yes. Yeah. And so that is part of our mission as well. And our camp that we have, our youth camp, which we just wrapped up about a week ago, is specifically for girls, trans, and non-binary youth. And we did change the name of the camp in 2022. We had a camper committee to pick a new name for camp. And it used to be called Girls Rock Camp. It's now called Get Loud Camp.
Nice.
And
Excellent.
LOUD stands for Loving Our United Diversity.
Love it.
And that was chosen by the campers.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Terrific.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then talk about the camp. So what happens at that for people who maybe, like the biggest important point here is that this is for a place, because if you look at just kind of like historically, girls have been told they're not the front person, or they can't play guitar, they should play bass, they can't play drums, all these things that are like these garbage rules around things that we need to erase. This allows it to be where there obviously can't be any of that in the way, to let anybody explore anything they want, regardless of what their current experience or talent level is.
That's right. So no experience necessary to participate in any of our programs. For our youth camp, campers come to camp. It's ages 10 to 17. As I mentioned, girls, trans, and non-binary youth.
Yep.
They learn to play an instrument. They don't need experience. We teach them what they need to know at camp.
Yep.
Form a band, write a song, play a show, all in a week. And what that really means is about 6 band practices.
Yeah.
Because in between, we are also doing workshops on self-care, community justice.
It's so wonderful.
Social justice, community building, those kinds of things. And so it is just a place where people can learn that their greatest power really is in being themselves.
Sure.
And that they can explore new things and try things out, make mistakes, not feel self-conscious, feel supported, have a positive environment that's really nurturing and enriching.
Yeah.
And that's what we aim to do every year. And this was our 12th annual camp.
Awesome.
Yeah. So it's a pretty cool thing.
Absolutely. And they also do band names, t-shirt designs, and all sorts of awesome fun stuff that helps them understand kind of like what it means to be in a band.
That's right. Yeah, we have every band gets a band photo shoot. They get a name for their band. They name their song, of course.
But some of the band names should be like they're just so brilliant and
they're
awesome.
so good. Yeah. And then Lehigh Valley Apparel Creations has been a supporter since the first camp and provides us with all the screen printing supplies, and then also prints just runs of the band t-shirts that the campers design the logos.
Yep.
But they get to screen print their own, but then we also get a bunch that we're able to like sell to families and things like that.
Love it, absolutely. And then it all culminates to a performance of from the end of the camp.
Yes.
But then some people also perform at Musikfest.
Yeah, so this will be our 3rd year performing at Musikfest, and I do agree with you that Thursday is the best day because that's also the day that
How about that?
LVGR is performing.
Add it to the list!
Yes, absolutely. We will be at Plaza Tropical at noon. So we're really grateful for this opportunity. This is our 3rd year that we've been invited to participate.
Yep.
And what's really cool about this is that we don't necessarily just pick a band from camp and have them perform. We form a brand new band of campers.
Oh, wow.
And they typically only have a few weeks to get it together so they can perform at Musikfest. And so we're always super duper proud of them.
Yep.
This year the time frame is even shorter than normal. So we're actually going to have last year's band that performed at Musikfest come back.
Okay.
They're 14 to 16 years old, and they've continued to be a band. We do we call it Get Loud Club. It's like an after-school type club.
Right.
During the fall and winter. Starts in summer, right around Musikfest time.
Right.
And it comes with mentorships. We loan gear. We find other performance opportunities in the community for them. We've performed at Lehigh Valley Pride, 11 Fest at the Public Library.
Love that one.
All those things.
Yep.
And so we mentor them through the winter. But then this particular band stayed together and have been trying to play some music throughout this year, and so they're going to come back and play, and then we're hoping we can get one of our brand new after school club bands to also split the set.
So cool. And you get people involved also, the other female musicians from the community to be either counselors or trainers, teachers, whatever. It's such a wonderful experience, and it's such a kind of like supportive, loving community that it's just an amazing thing what you all are doing. So kudos to you all. And one last thing I want to do here is bring up the website so that people can learn a little bit more about the organization, Lehigh Valley Girls Rock. So it's lvgirlsrock.org, and this is where they can come to learn about things, because in addition to, you talked about up to 17 years old is the camp, adult females can learn how to be a musician as well. So there's adult stuff, there's other events, there's ways to donate time or money or both. So there's all sorts of stuff here to make sure you can learn more about the organization and be able to support it however you possibly can. But unfortunately, we got a lot of things going on here, but definitely tell us one more time when the performance is at Musikfest. So it's Thursday,
August 7th at noon at Plaza Tropicana.
Love it, love it, love it, love it. Thank you again for joining us tonight and for sharing everything that you have going on at Lehigh Valley Girls Rock.
We appreciate the support.
Absolutely, thank you. So we're going to now talk about the weather with Bobby Martrich. Come on in. Actually, so this is one where I could actually do it as true walk-up music, but I want you to hear your walk-up music. So yeah, come on up here, because you normally pick your song, and I'm always super nervous because Metallica has been known to be very particular about who's allowed to use their music.
Correct.
So I don't ever want to take a chance with the live stream getting shut down, but let me know if you like this one. I picked it on my own, and I think you're going to love it. So So there's The Weatherman by Dead Sarah. So I was just trying to find cool walk-up music that's somewhat correlated to the guest. So I just put in Weatherman. That song came on. I was like, holy shitballs. That's amazing. The riff was killer. And then I listened to like 5 other songs. I want to reach out to Dead Sarah to come on the show because I found my next favorite band trying to pick walk-up music for Bobby Martrich.
Love it. Love it.
So what'd you think? Did you like it?
I do.
So we're going to keep that one as yours. That's going to be dialed in at this point. And Dead Sarah, we're reaching out. Bobby.
Yes, sir.
I owe a massive apology.
Why?
I keep calling it EPAWA.
Yeah.
So it's EPAWA.
So every single forecast video I do,
you say it.
I say it.
I listen to it.
EPAWA meteorologist Bobby Martrich here with your outlook for July 30th, 2025. That's
it's so true. And I listen to it pretty regularly and blasted right through it with my stubbornness and kept saying it the wrong way. So
it's actually we started off originally as Eastern PA Weather Authority.
Right.
So
Eastern
that was
PA.
Right. That was
Weather
a recognizable
Authority.
Name. So when we went to Weather Consulting,
right,
we kept the EPAWA name.
Yep.
But it doesn't stand for anything really anymore. Now it's just the legal name was changed to EPAWA Weather Consulting LLC.
It just leaves someone like me to get it wrong.
Yeah, that's all right. Everybody does that. It's fine. It's fine.
I've been wrong 4 straight years, and he still keeps coming back.
As long as I'm not wrong with the weather forecast, I think.
And let me tell you what, you have been 1,000% dialed in every year. Now, part of it is that you do say, hey, here's this thing, this or this might happen. But normally, as we lead up to it, you kind of get both. Like, a lot of times, when you're certain, it's on. And when you're not quite certain, it's only because there's a lot of variables in play.
Right.
And usually, they're all in play. So
most people understand that weather is a probability thing.
Yeah.
Probability based instead of deterministic, which is
Sure.
if A then B.
Yep.
Some people don't understand that because they were probably skipping.
And they
that
happen
in
to be
high school.
all on Twitter.
It's all on Twitter. Yes.
I listen to those comments sometimes. I'm like, my goodness.
Facebook, Twitter, whatever. But
Yeah,
it's,
it's
you know, I
brutal.
understand that. They're probably,
Haters.
instead of being at a probability and statistics class in high school, they were in the bathroom smoking or
Right, exactly.
whatever.
Yeah, 100%.
They missed that part.
Yes.
But I digress. But yes. So I have some pretty good idea of how this is going to go this year.
Yes, let's talk about it. Let's get right in.
This has been, I do the long range every single Friday.
Right.
Every single do a long range outlook.
Yeah, I held off. I wanted to wait for this moment.
This was foreseen for a while. This isn't like, oh wow, it's going to be nice next week. No, what happened?
Right.
We knew this for a while, so it was just a matter of timing. And unfortunately,
Yeah.
for preview night, it's going to be a little dicey.
Yeah,
I'll tell you that. So
I
that is
feel so bad about, and I mean, Megan Maroney's a sellout. People are so excited. I'm just like, oh, please, can it hold off until like 10? Like, do they have it? Can we just push it back slightly?
And that's what I'm getting from like Patrick Grogan.
Yeah.
He's had him on earlier before. He's they had a candlelight vigil. trying to do some voodoo magic to get
That's
us
right.
away.
Voodoo,
So
yeah, we need some New
hopefully,
Orleans.
as long as there's no lightning within 8 miles, we can keep it going. It would just if it's rain, it's not. Gonna be
Yeah,
the
I get
best.
that. Yes,
It's not
and
the
people will
best.
still probably enjoy that.
Right.
They'd rather it be less than that, but yeah.
It is the preview night. I know it's a sold out venue, and congratulations to them on that too. That's
100%.
amazing.
And then
So-
the next night sold out too. So
It is.
preview night and Friday night both already sold
So
out.
from Friday night through at least Wednesday, it's going to be sun. It's going to be low humidity. It's going to be temperatures on either side of 80 degrees, maybe
Oh my
lower
gosh.
80s at worst. I mean, you can't ask for a better.
No, they're going to break
first two
all
of the
sorts of
actual
records.
fest.
Right.
Forget preview night.
Yeah, skip
Actual
Thursday.
Fest.
Actual fest.
I mean, Thursday's not. If we can get through it, we can.
Yeah.
It's just a
So
matter
is
of
it
lightning.
or is it not? Or,
Lightning is as long as it could be heavy, it could be pouring rain. It
right, but the
doesn't-
prediction, is it going to be a thunderstorm or is it just rain?
there could be, yes.
Could be, okay. we
So
don't
as
know
long
yet.
as we get past that,
Right.
maybe it's earlier in the evening.
Yeah, then people
and
just dance
when
in the
she
rain.
comes on, right, and there is a potential for heavy rain that day.
Right.
But after that,
The only
I
funny
mean,
thing about
it's-
that is it will also make it a slop fest for the rest
Yeah.
of the week, but whatever.
It
The
will.
flies will be out. It'll be like Woodstock 92 or whatever that was.
It is.
So you're saying basically from Friday, August 1st, through to Wednesday, what would that be?
At
the
least
5th or
Wednesday. It
6th?
might even be longer than that. I don't
Yeah.
want to jump to that yet.
No, I
but
got you.
The further you go out in time, the
Most
less-
times you do give us like first half, I feel pretty good about. It's this. Second half, here's your probabilities.
Right.
But
second
you're even
half-
saying this pleasant, low humidity, low temperatures might last into Thursday and beyond.
It might.
It's
once we get into the last weekend of the fest, it gets a little dicey because that's going out too far.
Crystal ball is a little fuzzy.
Right, it's still a little fuzzy there, but once you get, I know up through Wednesday we're okay.
Right.
The opening ceremonies on Friday night should be good to go.
Awesome.
Might have a leftover shower in the morning, and then after that point, clouds give away to sun. We're actually getting an award that night. You know that?
Who's getting awards?
Supposedly, they're giving some kind of award, like
EPAWA Weather Consulting?
I guess.
I need an award because I got it right for the first
I
time.
don't know. It could be anything.
Look, and people are tuning in. They're saying they follow Bobby on YouTube.
They do. So, yeah, we have, I think, about
And they're looking forward to it.
16,400 followers on YouTube. Something.
Yeah,
like
let's talk
It's
about
not-
that. Let's promote your thing. So people can be part of your, obviously you can have subscribers, but they can even dial right into you for the My Pocket Meteorologist.
Yes.
So let's bring up your
that's
site.
That's a big thing in wintertime.
Correct.
Everybody cares about how much snow you're get, ice.
Here it
so
is.
we're doing specific timing of this. So,
EPAWaweather.com.
you look at your phone apps, right? They'll say, oh, yeah, X, whatever time is going to say different, we're going to get this happen at this time, but it's never right?
Right.
So we're going to break it down for you, give you the exact time frames when you expect it to start.
Look at that hat.
Yeah, look at it. Yeah, next favorite band, that's it. The word on the last video. Free plug there to our regular sponsor on Tuesday too. But
There you
look
go.
at that hat, though.
Bam!
Yeah, there it is.
Your next favorite band. We got all sorts of merch. You can come buy T-shirts, hats.
Absolutely.
Anyway, so yeah, let's go back to your stuff going on.
Yeah, so I think for overall we're looking good. The My Pocket Meteorologist program is mainly for the winter, but people have it for year-round stuff too. They're mostly concerned about the snow, how much snow you're going to get,
Right.
what time is going to stop for your particular area. That's the most important thing. In order to plan around that.
Yeah.
So, I mean, that's the biggest thing is the timing.
Yeah.
Everybody's like, how much snow are we going to get? Well, okay, we're going to get X. You can get that from an app.
Right.
We're going to give you exact start times, exact end times, how much you can get for your specific location, not who cares about Wilkes-Barre again if you're not there.
Well, if you're predicting lightning within an 8-mile radius, you're getting hyper focused on the what's happening in a given
absolutely.
Yeah.
So we do the same thing for the Philadelphia Phillies.
Yeah, and let's point that out. Like, so you are the official meteorologist for Arts Quest.
For Arts Quest,
You're the official meteorologist for the Phillies.
Well, one of them. They have Major League Baseball has other sources they have available to them, but we are their sole consultation source.
Right. But I guess you want to dial into this on the My Pocket Meteorologist because lots of very large organizations are relying on you and your expertise in this area. Right. And the last thing that I always bring up, because this was how I learned about you, was you predicted Superstorm Sandy more than a week out. And so I bought a generator because of you. And
that was more luck than skill.
It's definitely not. It definitely is not. We could bring up the tapes because you went through all of the. I remember the videos where you were like, "Hey, this is what's coming up, and I think it will happen, and here's why." Like you were giving all this very cool science behind. Hey, by the way, this storm's going to take a total left turn. But here's why it's actually plausible, and not only that,
we did do that.
And it was amazing. And
but
I was just like,
as far as 8 days out, that was getting lucky. So when we got into like 4 days or less, then it was like, okay, we know it's hitting, and even though the National Weather Service doesn't really have it left hooking yet, I think it will.
I remember you saying that. You're like, the next day, you're like, okay, now they're going to start talking about it.
We can see where things are now. We're like, okay, well, obviously it's not going to go through the high pressure. It's got to go one way, and it's going to be into the Jersey Shore. So that was a little easier.
Well, thank you for helping me buy a generator before they all sold out for months at a clip. But anyway, Bobby, that is excellent news. I'm sure, other than the Megan Maroney show, Arts Quest is doing cartwheels at this point.
I'm wearing a golf hat today because I golfed this morning.
Nice.
I shot a +5 in 9 holes, which isn't terrible, right?
Nice. Well done.
So, I'm looking at this week ahead going, I want to golf again because it'd be phenomenal weather, and I can't because music. But that's okay.
That is anyway, well, I will hope to see you down at the festival. Enjoy, and hopefully you get to. You spend most of your time down by the Platz stage.
Southside mostly, but I'm walking around the Northside sometimes. Like I'll be there for the opening ceremonies because of that award. Mar Simpson Award is what it's called.
Well, congratulations on that.
We're getting that, which is very nice of Arts Quest to recognize us. But other than that, I'm gonna walk around the Northside, but mostly spending time on the South Side of the main stage shows.
Lots of great shows on there, so definitely I will see you at some point through that time frame. But thank you again for all that you do,
of course,
and for your expertise and for coming on the show. Bobby Martrich, EPAWA Weather Consulting. Give him a follow, and you won't regret it. Thank you so much.
All right,
we're going to welcome to the show now John Moser, and we're going to give him some walk-up music here. Welcome to the show, John Moser, Lehigh Valley News.com. Do I got that one right?
That's right.
Okay. Your music there, just because I figure people don't always know it, but it's always got a hook. That song was called Newsman Bluesman. How about that?
I don't know it. So
well, see, there you go. But it's now is your official walk-up music. Thank you again for coming on the show.
Well, thank you for
having me. It was an honor to have you last year. It's an honor to have you this year. I talk about this all the time. I was, a newly kind of... transplant from wherever else I lived to Lehigh Valley, region, going to Musikfest and needing guidance, and would pull up the morning call and look at what you called the picks of the Platz.
Yep.
And I was like, what the hell's a Platz? And who are these bands? But at least it was a place for me to start. And then as time went on, and now I do a show, I was like, I wanted to kind of continue that tradition. So I hope you don't mind, but I kind of picked up the same name and do the picks of the Platz like we talked about before, as I do it each day over at Godfrey Daniels. And it was somewhat because it was such a help for me that I was like, maybe other people want and need that kind of just a suggestion. You might hate it or love it or whatever, but at least it's something where when you're looking at 441 bands over 10 days and what is it, 15 free stages. So at any given moment, what direction should you walk in?
Yeah, absolutely.
So that was, like I said, it was such a helpful thing for me and an honor to have you on to talk about it.
Oh, thanks. Appreciate that. Yeah, I always viewed it as an informative thing. Of course, I give my opinion, but people can reject that pretty easily. But hopefully it informs them as well.
Absolutely, yeah. So now, Deputy Director at Lehigh Valley, or is it even?
I'm actually news director.
News director,
yeah.
Congratulations!
Thank you. I did April. I think I was promoted. So
very cool, very very cool. And it is a great service that you provide. Lehigh Valley News doesn't do a paywall, and I hear you always talk about it. Kind of never will, which is great, so that people can kind of go and get the news that they want to learn more about, and be able to kind of just learn what's going on in the valley.
Yeah, and our I think I told you this last time I was on, but our the concept of us is get more local. That was our catchphrase, and we still today want to do that. We want to be the local source of news, and let other people gladly do the national news. We'll tell you what's happening in your neighborhoods.
That's awesome. It's exactly what I would want from that for sure. So I think it's exactly the plan that I would recommend for anybody. So with that though. Kind of ties to the Musikfest side of things.
Absolutely.
Are you someone who's been able to? How many music fests have you been to? What is it? 43 now? I think it is. Is the 43rd year?
This is the 42nd year.
42nd year.
Of Musikfest, and I have been. I believe this will be my 27th.
Nice.
Yeah.
Very cool.
Yeah, and for part of and I'm giving myself the. Reasoning here is because part of that I was working in North Carolina and didn't wasn't able to
couldn't come back for it.
Yeah.
But yeah, so anything that you kind of either have as like a reflection on over that time frame, things you've seen change, different, better, worse, whatever. Like, how are you perceiving kind of like the evolution of the festival over the years?
Yeah, I think, at least the last decade, since the steel stage, since Steel Stacks was built, I think that probably was for me the point at which the festival became sort of the on the level of things like South by Southwest or other large festivals. They were certainly bringing in a far more high quality. Type of performer. The breadth has, they've gone from something like 8 or 9 stages to 16.
Yep.
The breadth of the festival has grown, and I think that, I would put Musikfest up against pretty much any festival.
Agreed, 100%. Yeah, whenever I mention it to people that it's 15 free stages, 1 paid stage, over 10 days from noon to midnight every day, like people are like, wait, what? Like, why have I never heard of this thing? I'm like, I don't know, come check it out. But I agree with you. It's such a stellar experience and offering. But talk to us about this year. So you have a couple of kind of your picks for must see. You heard Patrick Brogan and myself and David all kind of share ours, but you had some overlap and some brand new ones.
Yeah, my complaint about Patrick is that he stole so much of my thunder that I don't know what I'm left with.
Well, you've got plenty.
So I want to talk about some of the free stage headliners, the big ones, obviously.
Yeah.
9 days.
Yeah.
There was a time when, and not that long ago, that 9 days, was at the top of the charts and was not only selling records but selling concert tickets as well.
Absolutely.
And I think they probably still can.
Yeah.
And the fact that they are here and you're seeing them live, The Story of a Girl, great song.
Absolutely.
I think that's a not miss show, especially for people who grew up in the mid 2010s.
Mm-hmm.
Great act.
Yep.
The
MKTO was the other one you had.
MKTO. That song "Classic" was huge.
Huge.
And and I think so. MKTO, I saw them open for a band called Emblem 3, which was a boy band, at TLA in Philadelphia. And when I did review, I said in my review that MKTO was the better band because they had a deeper depth to their music.
Sure.
They had sort of the R&B influence to it. And that song "Classic," if you listen to it today, it's still a really good song.
100%.
And so I think that's another must-see show.
Yeah.
But my favorite show of the free stages this year is Augustana.
Yes, 100%.
And here's why. So when Augustana came out, Boston was a huge hit, and then I can't think of the other one. There's something in low.
Sweet and Low.
Sweet and Low.
Yeah,
thank you. And then they sort of dropped off the radar a little.
Sure.
I think they did their best work after that. They had a song called Ash and Amber, which was amazing.
Yeah.
They had a song called Steal Your Heart, which is better than anything they've ever done.
Yeah. No, I think they had 6 total albums.
Yeah.
And exceptional musicians. So we talked about it in our section with Patrick. We took those 3 bands that you just mentioned kind of off the table, saying we called them Musikfest Magic, because every year they always get at least 3 bands that you're surprised are a free experience. And so we said, let's just highlight these 3. So we played a little bit from each one. So if you kind of happen to either miss it or if you're kind of only tuning into this section, go check out either their catalog, each one of those 3, or the section we play kind of like their big hit of each one. Because most people who I'm talking about these bands, they're like, oh, I don't know them, and I play the track and they're like, oh, I know that song. And it's like you know the songs. You definitely know the songs of these 3 bands.
Yeah, absolutely.
And they are all definitely worth seeing. But I agree with you, Augustana is a little bit of a notch above the other 2.
Absolutely. Augustana opened for Counting Crows on the main stage years ago. I have paid to see Augustana at Musikfest Cafe,
Yep.
and at several other large venues. I have that kind of investment in that band. I like them that much.
Yep.
The lead singer, Dan Leas, who is the only original member, because it's sort of
Sure,
like
absolutely.
he did everything.
Yeah.
But he is such a he's like Dylan Jr. type of thing.
100%. Yeah, I think you're right.
And I just think that they're so talented that I think people should make time to go see that.
Agreed. And I think, too, it's easy to remember. So each one of them is on consecutive nights at 9:30 on America Platz, 9 days on Thursday the 7th, MKTO on Friday the 8th, and then Augustana on Saturday the 9th. So again, 7th, 8th, 9th, you can see these 3 bands, 9:30 at night, for free on that Steel Stacks America Platz stage. So easy to remember. And leading into that second half, I look at the lineup just in general, and it's kind of good. And then from Tuesday on, it's a rocket ship of awesome.
Right, yeah.
I find every day to be extremely packed. And then the Thursday, the day that 9 days is playing, you could go down, and you heard us talk about it, is like we all 3 of us picked it as best day of the festival. You can start right at the beginning with Robbie Lawrence and the Steelworkers at noon with the classic polka music. Move on into Burn the Jukebox, which is a party band, at 3:30 in the afternoon. Right. And then continue on from there to my favorite pick of bands I've never seen before. The Vindies is on that night. Jack Wharf, which is one of my favorite bands who's been on the show before. We just talked about 9 days. We talked about Fabiola Mendez. And it all leads into the drag show is that night. So you can really run the gamut of everything Musikfest has to offer, all on that one day, and it's a really special day.
I'm glad you mentioned the Vindies. I saw them. I had the pleasure of seeing them on the Levitt Pavilion free stage last year, and that's a show that you should see. They have such a broad influence of music, broad range of music.
Yep.
They have played with symphonic orchestras and pulled it off because they are so talented. And so, that's a must-see as well.
Yeah. And back to the polka music.
Oh, yeah.
I'm so glad that they haven't let that go. So you have Robbie Lawrence, who's keeping it going. You have Polkadelphia, who's they're very, very good. And then you wanted to talk about Jimmy Sturr.
Jimmy Sturr is an 18-time Grammy winner in the polka category, which will never be beaten because the Grammys have removed polka as a category.
So he is locked in as the greatest of all time.
But he deserves it.
Yes.
If there is, sure, there are polka people who real polka fans point to as sort of the the Mount Rushmore of polka, but Jimmy Sturr belongs on
Yeah.
there. He's that talented.
You don't win 18 Grammys by not being incredible at your craft. And you kind of owe it to the festival, if you're a lover of Musikfest, to go down and catch some polka. Go grab a sausage, get a beer, sit down and listen to the polka music, and then go do whatever else you really like to do. But you kind of, I think, owe it to the honor of the festival to go and capture some polka, because that's what the whole festival was founded on.
Absolutely, I was about to say that in case people don't know. When at the founding years of Musikfest, the weighted genre was polka. I mean, there was more polka than any other genre in the first few years. And then, in the history, as we talked about how it now has become so big and how it has become a broader festival, that has been diluted. But there's polka in there every year, and it's good polka. And like you said, it pays tribute to the history of the festival.
Yeah. And then headliners. Anybody on the headliner side you want to highlight? I'm personally, you heard me say it at the end of that set. It's the first headliner I've ever purchased tickets for. Is the Black Keys. I've never thought to trade off not just the funds, but also the time that would be lost going to free stages. So the Black Keys are the first time I'm actually going to see a headliner during the Musikfest days.
So I think people will be surprised that my choices are so weighted toward country this year, and also so weighted toward the beginning of the festival. But Megan Maroney is, kudos to the bookers of Musikfest, because they got her at precisely the right time.
Sure.
She is blowing out amazingly.
Yep.
And I in my picks on Monday, we on our website we ran my picks, and I said that I see her sort of dipping a toe into the pop world, and I would not be surprised at all if she wins a much broader audience. She's that hot right now.
Absolutely. Is there anyone who this is funny, because I think you and I were of similar mind last year and then became of similar mind afterwards. You and I both sat here and thought that the best of that gathering was Greta Van Fleet last year.
Yeah.
We'll get back to them in a second. This year, who do you think is kind of best of the lineup, headliner or otherwise? Who are you most excited about?
Oh God! Well, I just went off on Augustana, but that's a personal thing. I really love that.
That's awesome.
That style of music.
I was hoping you'd say that. Yeah.
I have been persuaded to Megan. I think she's really she's a must see, because people are going to say, "Hey, I saw her when at Musikfest."
I agree.
Riley Green, another country act that
another one that's sold out.
I think that they got him at precisely the right time too. I think he's big and getting bigger. I think he has a much more of a country roots than Megan will over the time. But I think it's broad enough that people really like him, and I think that's going to be a big show. And of course, Darius Rucker. You can't. This will be, I think, his fourth solo time, and then he played twice with Hootie and the Blowfish.
That's awesome.
And every time, I think I've seen every one of the concerts, and every time he has put on a great show. So that's a canvas.
Yeah. Well, we can talk about Greta Van Fleet another time, because I don't think we thoroughly enjoyed their performance. I think the one thing I'll mention about your write-up afterwards was, what summed it up for me was, you said it was something like the 9-song, 2-hour and 7-minute set, and that was all I needed to hear. That was why I wasn't enjoying it. But anyway, and we will bring on Gerard Longo. So we're talking about that Gerard has released a book and is on a tour of speaking at various events to help people with branding.
Yeah, and you notice when we started talking about me and not the Northside Sheriff, I took the shades off. But just got to delineate. But
right, it's kind of like Clark Kent.
Yeah, I have to say, we got off to the races with the Musikfest conference last year. That was my first time speaking on the topic of branding in a music industry conference context ever. And I am so thankful to Arts Quest for hosting that conference last year and for giving me the opportunity to do that. And that has just turned into so many opportunities. You know, I had a chance in March to do South by Southwest for the first time. Actually, because of the Music Fest conference, I decided to write the book because I needed something for my closing slide, a call to action people could take, and I was about to work in the music the festival for.
So you were calling to action to yourself.
Yeah.
Rather than, if you're going to ask other people to do it, you have to do it yourself. So that was good by you.
It was a call to action for me. Like I couldn't, use that last closing slide on my presentation to enroll clients because I was about to be working Music Fest for a week and a half.
Right.
So I'm like, I guess I'm finally writing the book. And then I just went through and just listed out things I felt I could write about. And I had 60 plus things. So it became 60 plus lessons from the creative journey. And
How many exactly?
It's 64.
Nice.
65 if you count the forward, which is lesson 0. So, lesson 0 is my favorite lesson in the book, by the way. I'm not going to give it away here.
Buy the book.
But, yes, buy the book.
Can they get it signed?
Yeah, they can get it signed. Actually, you can get it on Ingram Spark, Amazon, and the trunk of my car. So, if you run into me while I'm in town, I always have that thing on me. But I just was like, okay, let me do this. And I created the artwork, put it on Amazon for the pre-order. And then I looked after the conference and I had a couple pre-orders. I'm like, all right, now I got to write the book. This actually has to exist. People paid for it. And so
that's funny.
And so I gave myself 6 months from
impressive though to sell something that didn't exactly exist yet.
Yeah. And then so I gave myself 6 months from the end of August when I knew I'd be able to start it. It released February 25th. I got to have that in the South by Southwest bookstore, do a signing there. Like, it's been just...
How much of an awesome thing is that?
It's been a beautiful year, Phil. Like, I've been at this for 12 years since starting the Quinn Spin, which, if you don't know, is my podcast. It started this whole UMC
Two ends and Quins, two ends and spin.
Yes, exactly. That's the song you heard as I walked up. That's the opening theme song. Revel 9's All I've Become. And this is the year I always dreamed of having. And I say that with no sense of irony or sarcasm or exaggeration. Like, I knew, we started, the blog as Lehigh Valley Underground here right in Bethlehem.
Yep.
And when I decided I was going to go to Nashville, I didn't want to make it location specific because I wanted to be able to build these pipelines in different markets, connect these different ecosystems. And so Underground Music Collective became the name. And to see that taking shape, to see us, being able to touch and reach all these different markets, of course, Austin, of course, Nashville, back here in the Lehigh Valley, been up to Canada a couple times in the past year.
Yeah, I remember seeing that, yeah.
Got to go to London in June.
London, yeah, it's outstanding. Is that South by Southwest?
London,
yeah.
So it's the first...
It's cool to know, I didn't know they even had international branding themselves, so that's really cool.
Yeah, it's the first one they did in London was this year, and they've been doing it in Sydney, Australia for a few years, but... I got to go over there and just check out the lay of the land. We're working on some cool stuff potentially with them for 2026. And it's just like, it's finally breaking through. And I am so grateful for that. And, honestly, I have to say I'm grateful to Music Fest and I'm grateful to Arts Quest because this organization has given me every single first opportunity I've ever had in this industry.
Sure.
And without that, I don't know where I'd be. And so I come home every August, and I am proud to be a part of this organization, a part of this festival, and be over on the north side holding it down.
Yeah, absolutely. So if things are, one thing we always do talk about on this show is how incredibly clean and safe this festival is, that day 10 is just as vibrant as day 1, and by that I mean the porta potties.
I feel us transitioning.
Yes. Yeah, there you go. So, the festival is very, very, clean and safe, and it's testament to you. You make sure, personally, that Platz stage is where people aren't on anybody's shoulders and so on and so forth, because people can make some bad decisions, especially if you involve, mind-altering things.
A couple of libations.
Correct.
Yeah.
Right, and you want people to have a good time.
Yeah.
You just want them to do it in a safe way.
Absolutely.
And so you're doing a great job there.
Thank you.
The one thing I wanted to also make sure that we touch on, so anything to share with that?
Don't
get on anybody's shoulders.
Don't get on anyone's shoulders. Don't cross the sheriff. But seriously, it's the work of a great team. I stepped into this role. I started coming back to work Music Fest in 2021 and ended up, taking over the Northside supervisor's role in 2022.
Sure.
And I was jokingly calling myself the Northside sheriff. I'm like, haha, the new sheriff's in town.
Right.
About halfway through, I realized the scope of what I was dealing with as a supervisor. I'm like, all right, all right, this is a big responsibility, and I wear that with pride, but it's not just me. I mean, I've got an amazing deputy sheriff, you could call him, and Phil Jacques, who's been there with me for a couple of years now. We've got the whole BCM security team who comes in and helps us out. The operations team, I mean, these guys and gals have been there for years and years and years, getting this festival down to the centimeter as far as where the tents are in the ground and making sure everything's so upkept throughout the festival. I have to give a big shout out to Ray Neep, Steve Ott, Eric Bowder, Jacob Bodai, the whole team over on the north side with me, Emily Kosas. They do such an amazing job making sure every detail's buttoned up. The volunteers, my guy Paul Fisner, he's been a volunteer since 1984. He's my Master Yoda. Like, anytime I get stumped, I go to either him or Steve Ott. I'm like, what do I do? And they always have the answer. It's like, thank you.
Yep, absolutely.
Like, it's not just me. I might be very publicly proud of the job and proud of the job that we do. And now it's started making its way on even on ArtsQuest social media where they're calling me the sheriff.
I saw that. That was so awesome.
which thank you, marketing department, for not editing what I sent you. Well, like, I love it. I love it. I love the people. I love the organization. It means the world to me. And no matter where I go in the world, I will always come back. I will always come back here because this organization, this festival,
and the town.
Yep.
Special place.
I mean, Musikfest brought me back to Bethlehem. When I worked my first one in 2014, I was brought on year-round as event staff. And just, I've had a chance to just work with this organization, work with this festival in so many different ways over the years. And I'm proud to come back and serve. And when I came back in 2021, because it used to be, before I moved to Nashville, I'd work during the day for ArtsQuest, and then I'd go out and cover for LVU at night. And I told Jason Frisch, who's my boss, I'm like, look, don't worry about the blog stuff. I'm coming back to work for you. Because I know that I am indebted to this organization.
Sure.
And I'm so proud to be able to come back, and glad they'll have me every
year. Yeah, absolutely. And thank you for sharing all of that. That's wonderful stuff. The one thing and this is also speaks to how awesome the festival it is and ArtsQuest, and then the other organizations that want to come in and be a part of it and also offer awesome stuff. There's this new Lanta bus that runs through.
Yes!
So I want to touch on this because it starts north side. Well, I guess it doesn't start anywhere. It goes both directions. But north side to south side, this replaces that old north-south shuttle.
It does.
And it's provided by Lanta, and the more stops, so you can pick it up in certain places. One kind of comedic effect is they actually just drive, according to this map, straight through Stadplatz and right over it and into the river. And then, but anyway, so it's free of charge. So this is what you're seeing on here. Especially that gold route, which is kind of like the old north-south shuttle, but a nicer bus and more stops available for you to get on and off, completely free.
Yes.
So it used to be like $3 and free for members. Now it's free for everyone. So you can just hop on this thing on and off, get off whatever stop you want to, and really capture those difficult. If there's somebody you want to see who's on it one time on north side and then on the south side and you don't know how to get there, this is how you can get there and make it work and not be all that big of a burden.
And even if you want to get across different parts of the north side, because I'm not going to lie to you, after 6 or 7 days, these dogs are barking, all right? Like, I wouldn't mind having a little sheriff shuttle.
Stay hydrated.
Yeah.
Wear comfortable shoes.
Yeah, if you're down at Plaza Tropical, which is where, our traditional shuttle stop is, and you want to get up to Stadplatz, now you don't have to walk up that hill.
That's true.
And that's incredible. True. And honestly, I'm thinking about maybe saving myself some time once or twice.
Yeah, there you go. Just hop right on the bus. Well, so you have to make sure the bus is safe.
Exactly.
So sheriff's got to get on the bus.
But I'm so glad that they did that.
It's so cool. It's so cool.
Yeah, it's exciting to see, and it's going to make the festival a lot easier to get around.
Absolutely. Well, Gerard, thank you so much for coming on again. Thanks for joining the Exordium. Congratulations on an amazing year.
Thanks.
And definitely check out the 60-plus things.
60-plus lessons from the creative journey available on Ingram Spark, Amazon, and the trunk of my car.
And the trunk of the sheriff's car.
Just, we'll coordinate it. I'll sign it for you on the spot. You can get a copy from me. And then UMCWorldwide.com is our central hub for all things independent music, creativity.
And UMC Worldwide on social media for most cases.
Yeah, for most cases. We're starting to finally get all that transition.
Getting it dialed in. Anyway.
We got meta in January.
Keep it real and safe, and don't get anybody's shoulders.
Don't cross
the sheriff.
Keep
it safe. Keep it fun.
All right, Phil, let's say goodbye to everybody.